Hi, this is Jackman, and this is this week's vlog. I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about love, how I felt about it before, and how I feel about it now. So what made me think of this is, well, where I'm at now, but also I was writing quite a bit before, and I remember my therapist asking me what love meant to me. And when she first asked me, I really didn't know how to answer that question. I really never thought about it, and then also I just didn't really know how to define it. And so then I thought about it a little bit more, and I realized, okay, so I think that love is how much I do for someone. That's what love looks like when I give love, is I try to do as much as I can possibly do for that person. And she said, well, that's not, well, she didn't say like that's not what you should think, but she did say love might not technically be measured by how much you do for someone. So the definition of love in the dictionary is it's an intense feeling of deep affection of a person or thing that one loves or feels a deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone. I realized I didn't really know what love was. I had felt love from pets and some friends and some family members, but I did measure it on how much I do for someone. So I also was thinking about it, and I thought, it's easier for me to love someone than for me to be loved. Because I can give love, but I don't know how comfortable I was then to get love back. I don't know if I even really wanted it, or even thought that I deserved it. When you give love to someone, we'll say when you give love to someone, no one can really take that away from you. So if you have given love to someone, you can't really, no one can take that. And I know that sorry, I'm in the middle of a forest, and the birds are a little distracting, but in a good way. So when I thought about that, I thought, okay, so when I do give love to someone, I think it always stays. If I've ever loved someone, I will always love them. Maybe not in the same manner I did then, but they will always have sort of a spot in my heart. I started writing, so this was a note from before. I wrote about saying that the only thing that is for certain is death. Endings are inevitable. Everything must end at some time or another, but love never really dies. So, that's a nice concept, and so that's what I really thought about love, back then. Again, I didn't really know what it looked like though, and I couldn't really define it. I did ask my partner what he thought about love, and he did say that he shouldn't be able to define it completely. There should be some sort of undescribable feeling there. And then I was thinking about, okay, that's good, I like that. But also, I think maybe when you can describe it, maybe perhaps you felt that kind of love before, which is kind of nice as well. So then I was talking about, I thought I understood love, but I was wrong, and maybe not so much wrong, but maybe a little, I think my views were a little bit, I don't know what the word is. And I don't want to say wrong, but they weren't exactly right. But I don't want to say they were wrong either. It just kind of sort of what I thought about love. I was talking about, how everyone deserves love, of course, and I mean, a lot of people think that they don't, and then it's hard for someone else to love them because they don't feel that they should get it, so then it's hard to give it to them. So currently, how I feel about love is completely different. I have a son now, and I'm in a committed, what I would call a strong relationship, or maybe the strongest relationship I've had. And what love looks like to me now is, when I see my son smile, or when my partner is sleeping soundly, or when I'm like hugged by them, or I get kisses from my partner. There are times, and then also there's things, like for example, today I was very tired. My son was up quite a bit last night, and my partner, I didn't really say too much about it, but my partner could see that I was tired, and he came and gave me a hug, and he said, I can watch him a little bit today for a few hours if you want to try to, squeeze in a nap. So that's something that I would call love. He's thinking of me, he's thinking of something he can do for me, and I don't even have to ask. And I do the same for him. So, I mean, that's sort of what love looks like now. It's my family dynamic, the family that I've now made. And I'm really starting to see more love, I think, now that I have an understanding and I'm letting someone give me love in a relationship terms. So, and it's wonderful to have a child because, well, there's lots of reasons why, but one of the great reasons, or one of the great things about it, is that they have unconditional love for you. And I definitely feel that for my son as well. And I do feel that for my partner, because he does annoy me sometimes, but I don't mind, because for the most part he's a wonderful person, and everyone has something about them that you may not necessarily like a ton, but no one's perfect, and you really, I think love is about loving the person with their faults and their good qualities, So anyways, that's sort of my little spiel on love. I definitely think about it in a different way. Being single, you love, if you have pets, you love your pets, you have love for your family, you love some of your friends, but I think when you start your own family, whether it be just a partner, or if you want to have children, it would be children, that's where you really start to feel it, and it feels different, and it's nice because it's love that you choose. You're choosing to have these people in your life, and so it's just as important. So anyways, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.